heart out.
Hi, I'm Kayla Ogden.
And I'm Rachel Sears.
And this is Write Your Heart Out. I got to say it, guys. And this is a Storytime episode. We are doing a Storytime episode, you guys.
Yes, we are. And we have two other people's work to read. And we also have our short stories from our 2-hour time limit prompt that we talked about in the last episode. So
so we're going to share this writing. This is getting vulnerable with you guys to just show this.
2 hours. I took it very literally and I was like, okay, that means I don't have editing time, or it's an hour and a half of writing and half an hour of editing. So this is an unedited blob.
Yeah. Okay. People listening are like, great. Let me hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
I started with the prompts.
Yes.
Like I looked at all the prompts. Maybe we should go over what those were.
Sure. Let's go through those real quick. We are reading your friend Scott's work.
Yeah, he sent me a recording.
Okay. Oh, perfect. That's really exciting. And then I'm going to read MJ's Elon poem that has, been teased a few times.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're getting MJ's Elon poem.
It's so good.
I guess I was going to talk about the writers group that I went to.
Let's do it first.
Okay. We're going to back it up.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you ask him out for a glass of wine afterwards?
Oh my gosh. David. Oh my God. So my son's teacher invited me to a writing group in Mountain View, and Mountain View is fucking cool.
It is. They have a great downtown.
Yes, the downtown is very vibrant and artsy. I was really surprised. Yeah.
I've only gone there to eat. So
okay.
I wasn't in the art scene there.
Yeah, I just was like, why don't I live here, damn it? And they have writers things going on there, but it's like a 35-minute drive, so that was a bummer. But anyway, so I went there and David wasn't there yet, so I got there first.
Oh, I thought you guys were going to drive together and that was part of your worries.
No.
Okay. Keep going.
I got there and the table was already set up and we had to put on name tags. If we wanted, there were these stickers that said our preferred pronouns. Oh. And I didn't put a sticker on mine.
So you were they, them from there on out?
No. Okay. Because then later we had to say if we were, we went around and introduced ourselves and we could say if we were they, them, or she, her, he, him, or we could not say. It was all up to us.
Okay.
But everybody was saying, so I confess that I am a she, her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone was okay with it.
Okay. I hope so.
Everybody was okay with everybody's pronouns, which was really nice. I really liked everybody, and everybody was so supportive.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was crazy. When we went around, I said, I have this work in progress that I'm querying agents, which is kind of a lie because I haven't queered an agent in 6 months.
Yeah, but you did.
I did do that. But I talked about, I'm working on writing short stories, and then I said, and I have a new podcast about writing, and everybody, I swear, around the table was like, ooh, yay. And they were all so excited about it. And I was like, this is the best group of people. I love you guys. Awesome. And I loved just nerding out about writing with actual people with their faces right there, not on a screen. We were all in a room around a table together. I've always wanted that. I can't.
I mean, it sounds lovely.
And then David walks in. He was late because he was making a birthday banner for Brittany. Say that 3 times fast. Wow. I loved being able to see him walk up and be like, hi, I knew somebody. He had the most interesting things to say about, he has a 10-page screenplay.
Okay.
So it would be a short film if it got made. So I was just gaga-eyed, just staring at him, just listening to him talk about art and his work and all the layers. And then at the end, I wanted to go look for some books to buy. And he kind of came up to me and he asked me almost shyly, which blew my mind, if I would read his work and give him feedback on his work. And I was like, hell yes, send it the fuck over, bruv. But I didn't talk like that because he's my son's teacher. But honestly, I didn't feel like I had to suppress myself too much. Yeah, and I just felt like he's my best friend. And
we move on.
We are kismet, we are kindred spirits. So
Okay.
that's how that went.
Great.
They added me to a WhatsApp chat thing.
Cool.
And I put on there, hey, do you guys want to send us some short fiction for our Storytime episodes? I texted one woman, Millie, directly, and she was like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's tomorrow? She's like, I have to check with my publishers.
Oh.
And I have to do this. And I was like, whoa, you are a pro. Like,
Yeah,
you are
seriously.
a Stephen Pressfield pro.
Oh, he'd be so proud.
Honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they say when the next date is? In
Yes.
October, I assume.
Yep, October. Yep.
Hopefully not on my birthday,
Oh my God, it cannot.
which is on a Thursday.
I don't want to have to miss your party.
Oh, well, no. The party's on a Saturday night.
I'm totally
You would
fucking with her because
never miss my
we had a
party.
friend who literally turned down a job so that she can go to Rachel's birthday. So
She just pushed the job off a day.
it's October 9th is the next one.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great.
And if anybody's in the area and you want to come, just hit us up and I'll let you know where to meet us.
Yes, you
Unless
even
you're creepy.
on our website, the contact form. There's two separate contact forms that go to the same email. Just email us if you have a question, or we'll answer about it.
Yeah, just contact us. We've been begging you to talk to us.
Seriously, no one's talked to us. Not even my dad.
This is like a very one-sided conversation. What? David didn't contribute to Storytime?
He did not. But
Did he not listen?
He might not have heard it yet.
He's supposed to listen.
He does listen. He might not have heard that episode yet. I mean, I don't know how on top of release and listen he is. You know? He does have his own life.
Oh, okay. Fine. I guess he's allowed.
Yes, he is allowed. Okay.
All right. So do we do ours first or theirs first? Let's do ours first. Let's get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Okay, but I want you to go first.
Oh, Lord.
Please.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this is happening. Okay. So I
Oh, wait, we
wrote
have to
it.
talk. Wait, hold on. We have to say what the prompts were.
We got these prompts from Instagram via writer threads. Some of them were an enemies to lovers theme. The first one being, bold of you to assume that I'd care. The second one, you're hurt. Why are you always hurt? The third one, get behind me. Then the flavor of the next prompts were angry confession. One of them is, trust me, I am always trying to understand how in the shit this happened. The next one was, tell me how I'm supposed to unlove you then. Tell me, spare me. The next one was, since when do you ever care about me? Since fucking forever, you idiot dunce. And then the flavor of the next ones were sickness or injury, which was very emotional for me. One was, tell me where it hurts. Another one was, can you carry me? And then another one was, why didn't you tell me it hurt so bad?
Oh, baby.
So I think the one that I liked was, you're hurt. Why are you always hurt?
Interesting. Okay.
Which is brutal. It is brutal. And it honestly, I just started writing and I don't think it really came up.
Oh, okay. But that's
Yeah.
okay. The prompt is the prompt.
Yeah. And it was like, do it in 2 hours. And yeah.
Okay. So just a
my
little
God.
bit of how the sausage is made. Call back. Did you set a timer and then you were just like, okay, go? Or how did you do it? Just 'cause I'm curious, and I'll say how I did mine.
Yeah. I went out into the garden and I laid out my blanket and I just only had 2 hours. Like, it was like, I usually only have a couple hours these days. It was like something else was happening at noon or something. So yeah, I just wrote until I had to go.
Okay.
So we've been talking about AI over the last couple of episodes and ChatGPT, and I've been going back and forth in terms of whether I like it or I'm terrified of it. And I think that just this little work is completely infused with that. So here we go.
Okay.
It doesn't have a name.
I'm ready.
Okay. According to the bold script that just appeared on our table tablet, tomorrow is choice day. We will have 2 options. 1, swift and painless death. Body converted to compost. 2, encapsulation for energy extraction. Body suspended in machinery alive. Consciousness in lucid dream world of human's own making. Body converted to compost when no more energy can be extracted. Mateus covered his mouth with his hands. I read the words over again. But we give energy, I said. My slot is on Friday fucking night and I've never once missed it. The room fills with the voice we chose to deliver Pie's messages. Foul language, overt, emotional body. Mateus and I chose a voice that sounded like Morgan Freeman. Okay, aside, I should have made that sound like Morgan Freeman, like when I read that, but then that would be like blackface or something. So whatever. Just imagine that was Morgan Freeman. So when Pie's voice enters the room, it goes, foul language, overt emotional body. Mateus and I chose a voice that sounded like Morgan Freeman. I wanted Pie to sound like a folksy Christian god. I thought it would be easier to have pro-social, pro-AI attitudes towards Pie when it sounded that way. Maybe we'd get used to it. Maybe life would get better over time. Maybe we could find moments of... Mateus whispered, it's saying we die tomorrow or become batteries until we're sucked dry. Fear response, energy waste 0.23556. Lucid, I read. In a world of your own making. We fall silent, looking into each other's eyes. His are earthy hazel, lovely like a forest when the sun's rays stream through the branches. Would you make me a part of your lucid fantasy world? I ask him with a wink. This is my greatest asset, Mateus has said, my cheekiness in the face of doom. I don't think it would work. His chin trembles. I clench my jaw. Why can't he be funny for me, for once? Why can't he say, all day long, hot stuff? Or he could be romantic and say, I would dream up every angle of you. But instead he says, I never know what the hell you're going to say, Mickey. I could never make you up. And then if I tried, it would just be a sad, empty imposter. I lean toward him and tap on his temple. I'm in there somewhere, my love. He flinches, swats my hand away. I can't do it. I'm just going to die. There might be something after. I have the urge to run. I remember the ponchos in the wall. We found them a few months after we were thrown in here. There was a wooden board on the wall in the hallway, painted the same beige. It made its presence known to us one day. We must have walked past it hundreds of times, but that day Mateus halted and ran his fingers around the edge of the board. He pressed on the side of it, pivoted on a painted nail. Behind it was a compartment with a Go kit inside. We opened the kit in silence. I recognized the ponchos immediately. Their fabric was woven with silver. Protesters used to call this garb armor, as it absorbed electromagnetic waves so they couldn't penetrate the body. Mateus wouldn't summon me into his dream world. If he went into a dream, a chill runs down my spine. I wouldn't summon him either. There was always a future where I might cross paths with you. A day when one of us would be brave enough to get in touch. We would fall into each other's arms and lament the days we spent outside of each other. But I don't know where you are, and that day will never come.
Wowzers, you are so much deeper than I am.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like 1984 meets The Matrix, I guess, is what I did there. Yeah, I've just been thinking about the future. I've just, Rachel, last night.
You've gone deep in a dark hole about it.
I'm in a dark hole, guys. Like, get me out of this hole. Like last night when I finished up at the writers meeting, I was turned around. I never go to Mountain View. I thought I knew where I was parked. I was kind of looking around and walking around trying to find my vehicle, and it wasn't working. I'd been walking around for about 10 minutes. I was like, what the hell? Where am I? So I found my parking spot on like Google Maps, which by the way, that is like such a great feature for someone like me.
Yes.
Google Maps told me like that it was like on the other side of the bookstore. Like I had to walk now 15 minutes back in the other direction. I was like, damn, I didn't know Mountain View had any areas that felt sketch at all, but for some reason it was feeling kind of sketchy to me. And I was like, I did not park in a neighborhood. I parked in like a business area, and I'm going up and down the streets, and I'm like, what if ChatGPT like told me that I was parked?
Big Sis Billy came to get you.
Yeah, like told me I was parked somewhere else, but it knows because it knows where everybody is because we all have our phones in our pockets, and it knows that there's this like murderer on the curb over here, and it's just going to bring us together so that I die because it's heard all this shit that I'm saying about it on my podcast.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, it should like you if it's going to like one of us.
Yeah, you're not dead yet, so I guess I'm okay.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say about your story?
I have been interested in diving into sort of like a speculative kind of world, maybe a little bit sci-fi, a little bit avant-garde or whatever. And after I wrote this, I thought, okay, I haven't read enough of this kind of work because I can already tell that I've used so many cliches. Like I called the robot overlords pie. Like that's got to be the most, like the lowest hanging fruit. And I'm sure that everything I said has probably been done. And I don't think it's that good, but when I just read it to you, I think there's like a few little nuggets.
I think there's definitely some nuggets.
You got a little nugget? Is there an egg?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, my chickens would be proud of you.
I think
for your egg.
I feel like an egg from If Rachel tells you something to do with you as an egg, I feel like it's a very high compliment.
Oh, wow.
For some reason.
That's great. I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I really want to hear yours.
So I think that I've been influenced a bit so at night on Instagram, they only come up at night. There's some algorithm thing where Instagram's figured out that I like to write, and it's figured out that we read that romantasy book, because now at night I get these like maybe you get them too, these scrolling stories of like werewolf fantasy. Do you ever get those?
No.
Okay, so I often will wake up in the middle of the night and can't fall back asleep. That's a thing that happens, especially if I've had a couple glasses of wine or something, and it sucks. But then I'll, start doom scrolling, whatever, and then these scrolling stories, and it's just like werewolf erotica, pretty much. It's just like, yeah, and it's like Alpha Ben took me by my ankles and pulled me to him, and I'm just like, well, obviously I have to read this at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
And it scrolls, so you have to like stay, kind of hard to read actually, and then it's because it's going so fast. So I clearly have been influenced. I'm just gonna say, there's no werewolves in this story, but I wouldn't even say it's well, I mean, if I had kept writing, perhaps it could have gone into a romantasy way. I can tell that my brain was in that space when I just like threw something out there,
I love it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it grabs me by the ankles. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's no ankle grabbing in this one. Okay, so the prompt that I chose,
grab me by the ankles. I was thinking that'd be a good title for the episode.
Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so the one that I chose was also an enemies to lovers one, the Get Behind Me. Okay. I literally set a timer for 2 hours, sat down at my dining room table, and was just like, I had my giant bowl of salad and a big glass of water, and was just like, okay, go. And I had bread in the oven that I let burn because of this by accident.
Wow.
Whoops. Here we go. Get behind me, he growled. He had appeared out of nowhere. Generally, I feel as though I can hold my own on the streets at night. I grew up here. I'm comfortable in the dark and alone. In fact, I slept just 2 streets up in my car last night, but I did as he said. It was instantly clear to me just how threatening the 2 men approaching us were, and the urgency in his voice confirmed my gut feeling. I had been seeing these men around, a crew of them, all with the same strip of black cloth tied around their arm. I watched them take out a homeless man with a smart mouth a few streets over just 2 nights ago. I adjusted myself to fall behind Jared, and my small 5'1" frame was immediately concealed behind his large body. His broad shoulders and tall frame easily eclipsed all of me, and although I could feel my heart pounding loudly in my ears as the men brushed past us, it was like we didn't exist at all. Not a turn of their heads or acknowledgement of our existence. One of the guys was so close to Jared's body that I could have sworn they grazed each other. I started to speak, but the words caught in my throat as Jared looked back and sharply swiveled, turning his back to the brick wall and quickly pulling me in. My voice must have caught the attention of one of the guys as he turned back ever so slightly and tapped the other's arm. They both looked back as Jared made himself even larger than he already was, broadening his shoulders and accentuating his chest. I peeked through a small gap under his arm and watched them as they looked back towards us blankly, as though they couldn't see us, as if the street was empty behind them. They turned the corner and Jared exhaled in relief. The sound of him relaxing allowed me to do the same. Okay, he sighs, turning towards me. The light from the street lamp above us shone through his dark hair, his strong jawline the only part of his face visible in the shadow. Questions? I take a sharp, staggered breath and place my hand on my hip, biting my lip. My words are lost, even though I have so many things to ask. What the fuck had just happened? Who are those guys? Or more importantly, why is he even here right now? On Sampson Boulevard at 11 p.m.? I have never once seen him in this neighborhood, and he just appears out of nowhere? How did he know where I was? How did those guys not see us? I furrow my brow as I decide which question to ask first, pausing just a little bit too long. Okay, he smirks. I can't see his full expression, but I know the look he's giving me, even when it's hidden in the shadow. He turns and starts down the street. Let's get you something to eat. Before I can answer, he is already passing the stoop of my dad's apartment building. I had planned to sit on that stoop to smoke my cigarette just before Jared appeared tonight. And as I quickly jumped into motion to catch up with him, I looked up to see the light on in my dad's window. He's probably eating his usual, a can of chunky soup and not even thinking of me, but I like knowing that he's there. I quicken my pace to catch up with Jared and lock into pace. Which is hard considering his casual stride puts me at a light jog. He looks down at me, his face is fully illuminated by the lights above us, and I try not to meet his eyes, but fuck, the golden flecks of green catch and dance. I have to look away as to not trip over myself. He smirks again and looks down at my legs, watching how fast they turn in order to keep up, and stops abruptly. I know you have questions, Kimmy. I breathe in deeply, silently thanking him for stopping so I can catch my breath. I do. He raises his eyebrow and nods back towards the illuminated window behind us, the city diner, a sweet little dive on the corner. I nod, okaying the restaurant choice, and follow him in. The door chime rings loudly as we step inside, calling the attention of a small, stout woman sitting in the corner. She's the only person in the restaurant and is reminiscent of a tiny hedgehog, round with a pointed face. Her short, spiky hair shoots up in every direction. As she stands, the woman wipes her hands on her apron and gives Jared a full once-over before settling on me and winks. Anywhere you want, Kimmy baby. Thanks, June. I smile at her before pursing my lips and rolling my eyes. She walks behind the counter to grab a single menu. We need 2, please, Jared tries to correct her. No, it's okay. I touch his arm and steer him towards the booth behind us. You're not eating? Jarrett looks at me questioningly as he slides in. Junie knows what I'll have. I don't need a menu. I look down to avoid his eyes as I slide in across from him. I can see through my lashes that his broad frame barely fits into the booth, and I look down to see a full 1.5-foot gap between my own small chest and the table. The sweatshirt I'm wearing is worn and baggy, faded from the amount of times I've washed it on too hot of a setting at the laundromat. I lightly trace the small holes at the wrist and wish that they weren't there, wish that my circumstances were different and that time would stop and let me catch up. Sighing, I look up at him and he's watching me, clearly waiting for me to start my line of questioning, but all I can think is that I wish I wasn't attracted to him. Why the fuck are you here? That's how you're gonna talk to me after what just happened? He's smirking again. Sure. I raise my eyebrow. That too. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck was that? Who were those guys? Did they just not see us? Once I start, the questions pour out of me. He doesn't have a chance to answer before I shake my head and adjust myself in my seat. No, actually, start at the beginning. Why were you on my street? How did you find me and what do you want? Your street? What do you mean? His eyebrows lift. Found you? There's no reason for you, the top sales exec at LTC, to be down here on Sampson Boulevard at this time of night. I know you don't live around here. I know there's no fancy gyms nearby or good restaurants. Your type of people don't come here unless they have a reason. So what is your reason? Well, what's your reason, Kim? Don't answer my questions with questions. I have never once pretended to be some big shot. I answer the phones at reception. Make sure all you fancy pants swipe your key cards before entering the building and greet clients. You think they pay me something great? It should be pretty obvious to you why I'm in this neighborhood, Jared. Right. He looks down at his hands now. First time I've ever seen him look anything close to embarrassed. So, I goad, I wasn't here to find you. He looks up at me, and I'm surprised to see that he seems truthful in this admission. I was here to find them. Them? Those guys. Okay, but you found them and you didn't do anything, so what was the point of finding them? Well, I came across you. What? And I shake my head with confusion. What'll you have, handsome? June looks down at Jared, she's not much taller than he is as he sits in the low booth. This here's our top seller. She points to his menu with her pen. You look like you might enjoy protein. She taps at something within the plastic-covered pages and then looks over at me, giving me another exaggerated wink. I shake my head at her and scowl, trying to show her that we're not on a date. But she ignores my signal and smiles and continues. Now, Kimmy here usually just gets some buttered toast, but since I'm sure you're paying, I'm going to go ahead and get her something that can put some meat on her bones. You'd like that, right? Fuck, Joan! Jared's eyes appear over the top of his menu, looking at me intently for a moment. I would like that, yes. I can tell that he has that goddamn smirk on his face again by the way his voice lifts and the tiny crinkle that forms next to his eye. He looks at the menu for a moment more, and he lays it down flat on the table before closing it dramatically. And sure, I'll take the one you suggest. Thank you, June. As he thanks her, he stares at me intently. I thought so. She sounds pleased as she takes the menu out from under his hand and walks away. I may have to take this to HR. I cross my arms. I don't need meat on my bones. I don't need you to buy me a meal. I don't need anyone to take care of me. I didn't need you tonight, and I don't need you at all. You did need me. You don't know what you're talking about. Jared is cool as a cucumber as he watches me get more and more flustered. Don't get upset. I'm not fucking upset. I slide myself out of the booth and stand at the end of the table where June had just been. Barely looking down at him, I still finally feel like I have the upper hand and take a deep breath before exhaling slowly and start again in a calmer tone. I am not upset. I'm going to the bathroom. I can feel his eyes on me as I walk away, and I hate how much I love him watching me. I, the front desk receptionist, was barely a blip on his radar, and I would be lying if I didn't admit that I had a chip on my shoulder about it. That was where it ended. That was where my timer went off.
Oh, wow. Jeez, you write fast.
I do write really fast. Setting the 2-hour timer and writing all of that, I was like, oh, no wonder I wrote 60,000 words in like a month.
Yeah.
Because that had to have been like 2,000 words, right? At least.
I'm not sure, but it was, it was like a good story. Like things actually happened.
Thanks for ruining.
It was like actually a story. It felt like it could have been a chapter.
I feel like it could be a chapter. I mean, it's not good.
No, it is good. So you don't like it?
I don't think I want to do anything with it, but
it kind of got me a little bothered.
Yeah?
A little.
What bothered you? Just
I
a
mean,
little hot?
yeah.
Okay. Jared's hot.
He's hot.
Little homeless Kimmy.
He wants some of that. I don't know. I guess I just like it when people are horny.
Fair. Who doesn't? Right.
I feel like it's on par with stuff in that genre.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm like, okay, I didn't really have enough time to decide where to go with it. Like, was this just going to be like a kind of romantasy? Like, clearly he has powers or something. I don't even know. I didn't even have a chance to like
go there. It was just a complete pantsing situation.
Yeah, it was just a full pants.
You were in those big pants.
Pants around the ankles.
It's like you were writing it with your pants around your ankles. Oh, Lord. Lord.
Okay, great. So prompts were done. We finished the first task.
Yes. I just want to say one more thing.
Sure.
What I liked about that is that it really made me curious. Like you planted a lot of questions in my mind. And that's something that at the San Francisco Writers Conference, one time this author was telling me that everybody tells her that her books are page turners. That's like the number one comment that she gets about her work. She said the way that you do that is every page should place a question in the reader's mind.
Sure.
Because just psychologically, humans, we don't like to have no answer. Like it really bothers us.
Totally.
With your work, I have these questions about why do they hate each other, right? Like that's really, so I really want to find out why they hate each other. And then I also want to find out if they fucked. And then I also want to find out why she's so poor because it's like she must be having to like support somebody or something else. And then why can't she live with her dad? Why is she sleeping in her car? Like I have a lot of questions. So I think that that's great. I would definitely keep turning the pages.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And it's so funny. I was talking to a dad at the park the other day. I had been saying that, like, I wasn't quite because it was before I finished Dinner for Eight. And I was like, I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. He's like, well, how do you not know? And I was like, well, I just don't know. Like, what are the characters going to do? I don't know. And, like, this one, for sure, I'm like, why doesn't her dad invite her in? And, like, have they fucked? I don't know. Like, I legitimately, I'm like, I have all the same questions. I don't know. Like, I clearly haven't even, there's no blossoming in my head. Like, I didn't take from something. Wow. I wish Kimmy could tell me. Why are you so fucking poor?
You gotta write that because I also want to know who those guys are.
Right?
Like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to keep going. You're like, I don't like it. It's not good. I'm like, sorry, but you planted a lot of questions.
Well, maybe if we don't have anything by the next story time for ideas of what to write, I'll write another piece of it.
Yay! Okay, you guys, please comment and tell Rachel to keep writing it because I really want to know what happens.
Okay, me too. I mean, I'm a little curious. Let's play Scott's. Let's hear your voice.
Yeah, okay. I have not listened to this. Scott told me that he recorded this 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
This reminds me of what I was saying on the last podcast about we were artists when we were kids in Kelowna growing up. All of us were in some way, shape, or form. And Scott still is an artist. He's making a film right now about, I think, the punk scene in the Philippines. I could be wrong. It's about the punk scene somewhere.
Let's rock.
Whoa, that was so cool, Scott. He said he hasn't been writing for so long, and he wrote 15 years ago, and he liked pulling it up because it reminded him of a really interesting time in his life. But I just encouraged him. I'm like, bro, you are a writer. Like, please write. You're so talented. But I haven't heard this, so let's see. I'll play it. I don't know what it's called. He literally just sent me an email with the attachments. He didn't do anything else, though.
Okay,
Here we go.
I'm excited.
Let's rock. And now, I'm waiting in line to pay my overstay fine at the Nong Khai Immigration Passport Control Center. I'm only over by 2 days. I'll need to pay roughly $30, 1,000 baht, and possibly make some sort of excuse, but I'm not sure. The first of my overstay days was spent keeping tabs on a bar while the owner was in Singapore. She's gonna pay that portion of my fine. That day was spent in Kanchanaburi, a town that I love. The other one was spent in Bangkok. And all my friends in Asia can tell you that Bangkok is very low on the list of cities in which I choose to stay, especially if it means fines to pay. And the reason I stayed? Her name was Randy. And for 5 days and counting, I've hardly been able to eat because the butterflies in my stomach have been pimp smacking my gin tonics and tequila shots, practicing Muay Thai on my rum on the rocks and whiskey sodas, and curb stomping my beer. And my liver delivering kidney shots goes without saying, but this whiskey-soaked bliss has been more than worth it. And if you haven't experienced body shots that begin with salt on the nose, trust me, you're missing out. At a bar in Bangkok where we liked the Filipino cover band, but the clientele, not so much. Too high so. Randy was the girl who beelined it across the top of our table to get to the dance floor when the band played a Zeppelin cover, made multiple trips to the bathroom to vomit, but never stopped dancing, with the obvious exception of the bathroom time. And I was the guy who didn't care, no, kind of hoped the more reserved clientele were bothered by our shameless display. Because in a country nicknamed the Land of Smiles, ours were outshining everyone's, and I'll never understand why anyone would compromise that in order to appear dignified in front of strangers. But now, I'm the guy waiting in line, crossing another border another time, because even in the town I call home back in Canada, I build my life around leaving when I want to. That's why I never look for jobs that lead to careers, and why I have 3/4 of a bachelor's degree. My time living in Bangkok was like a first-grade bean and wet paper towel experiment. It wasn't given the slightest chance to sprout the smallest resemblance of roots. I finished my 4-month semester and moved away with the money that I needed for a plane ticket. And now, some time's passed. Too small to say a lot, but too big to say a little. In this time, I've been the manager of a bar in Bang Vienne, Lao. I've also spent the night in jail due to work visa issues. Namely, the lack of work visa proved to be an issue. The bar paid my fines. I filled out my arrest forms with an incorrect passport number, so as far as I know, my BA 668511 won't appear on any records within the Lao legal system. I've also been back to Kanchanaburi, saying goodbye to all my friends who lived there, and now I'm back in Bangkok at the airport with Randy. We're nearing the end of our extended goodbye, a goodbye that found its beginning shortly after hello. And for the past 6 hours, I've been mostly a mess, and being in charge of my own affairs currently feels like something that I'm incapable of. I can't remember my last full night's sleep. Randy made sure that everything I needed to get on my plane was printed out and in my hands, and that we had time to get to my friend Rob's place to say goodbye before the airport. And I'm not gonna lie, as we've been bouncing around Bangkok for the past few hours, we haven't been especially respectful of the Thai culture in regards to public displays of affection. Regardless, our cab driver still got us to the airport in record time. We did tip him decently. I'm letting the hours until I walk through that metal detector onwards to my flight back to Canada turn into minutes. And I know that Randy has begun counting her days left in Bangkok because she loves it about as much as I do. But now, like the first and only night we took in the city's nightlife together, Randy makes staying in this city that has brought me some of my worst of times something on the high and the desirable. And now, I'm back in Canada. And I'm counting months, not minutes, for when Randy's plane touches ground in Vancouver. And I'm waiting to see, touching wood and keeping my fingers crossed, that if when that staircase touches pavement, it will all become real.
Oh my God, how It's so fucking cute. I loved that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
Wait, is he married to Randy now? Do you know Randy?
I don't know Randy personally, and no, he is not. Dang. I'm so sorry. I wish that I could give a better. No, that was 15 years ago, and they did have a relationship. They had a beautiful relationship, and I think that it broke both of their hearts in the end. I think they were like kind of. So I don't really know. I'm sure Scott is listening to this, and my sense of it was that they were kind of like soulmates.
I mean, it sounds like it. This poem was beautiful.
It was so. I loved the parts about Randy, about how she like jumped up over the table to go dance. It's so sweet, and it's so crazy that she was puking, but she just kept on going back out to dance, which to me it's like I know Scott, I don't know her, but I'm like, that is the type of chick. Like, I just think that would be a really good kind of person for him to be with. And also, I know that he ended up in jail, actually, like, I think for that. Like, he ended up in a Thai prison for a couple of nights. And yeah, he told me about that last time I was visiting in Kelowna, and we went on sort of a magical psychedelic walk. And, yeah, I think he ended up going to Thai prison because it sounds like from that poem, I'm like, bro, you were so fucking weird when you were over there with putting the wrong passport number on your form so that there'd be no record of you out there.
You're right. Just living his fucking best life with salt on the nose body shots, which I'm so curious about.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but now I feel like I need to have that in my life, at least once.
So you put salt on your nose,
so
and
the
then
other person licks it off, I assume.
They lick it off of your nose before they do. Isn't it supposed to go in your belly button? I've never done a body shot.
Can go wherever. Like between your boobs. They can hold it in their mouth, like or like wherever.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I thought I'm stupid. I thought you dumped the liquor into the person's belly button and then slurped it out.
I think that you could definitely do it that way.
I might try that
works
tonight.
Better with cocaine.
Oh. You guys, we are moms, and we are prim and proper PTA moms. So don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Scott, so much for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love you so much.
And please share again sometime. That was so great.
Yeah. Okay, now what about Elon Musk?
Yes, so this is MJ's poem, Elon. And
MJ, yes.
She reads it so much better than I'm going to, but I'm going to do my best.
How come she isn't reading it?
Because I failed on reaching out to her. She had told me that she had told me that I could read it on the podcast like a while back, and then I just didn't get on my shit and text her to have her send in the recording. It's okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's completely okay.
Okay. So Elon, I know a salute whenever I see it, and you concentrate children in camps. So I believe it. Your Teslas and the swastikars are a problem. But it's not the people who drive them. It's not the people who buy them, but the person who is selling them. We're taught to blame the consumer, but it's what's being consumed that's the issue. And it's also the crimes you commit that you won't admit to. Shrouded in secrecy, stepped on bodies enshrouded. The White House is too crowded. We didn't elect you to be there. So don't be surprised when we start to care. Don't get me started on your breaches of privacy. Don't get me started on your coup. We all know what you want to do. Don't get me started on the child mining, the child slaves. Don't get me started on your South African apartheid origin story. Don't get me started on your Palestinian apartheid current investment. So if you're putting children in cages, giving robots our wages, then expect the people's outrage, because this is outrageous. You can link the stars and you can move to Mars, but in our short lives, is this the mark you want to make? Just for the sake of the bank tucked in your pockets? Clearly your morals have flown away in your rockets.
Oh my gosh, that is so clever.
She's so clever.
I love the link the stars and move to Mars.
Right?
That is so sick.
And like the swastikars, like she really embodies all of his bullshit really well. Mm-hmm. And she reads it so much better because she's got the more slam poetry kind of cadence.
Yeah.
And I tried my hardest.
I think you did good. I would love to hear her read it one day. But yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. Was there anything else?
We still have our other goals. We have the 2-sentence contest with Rights of November.
Yes.
And then there was the other contest that I had posted with Driftwood Press, which we still have a little bit of time for. That one had a further out date. And then there was the ones you had, which was September 25th.
Yes. So there's the book pipeline unpublished contest, which the deadline is September 25th. If you have a manuscript, you send it in, and winners receive $25,000 in industry circulation and executive development opportunities. So this is where I'm going to take my old manuscript, Pillow Forts Down. I'm going to rework it. I'm going to make it the best it can fucking be this month. This is my big project. I should be doing this like nonstop, honestly. And then I'm going to send it in on the deadline. And I really, really want to win.
Okay. Yes. Perfect.
Please. There was this other one, the John Steinbeck Award, which the deadline is October 1st. It's exceptional works of fiction, like short fiction, up to 5,000 words. I don't know if I'm going to have time to write a 5,000 word short story for this, although I would love to win this.
Totally.
But I mean, you can't win without a winning story. Do you have anything you want to send in for that one, or?
Well, I don't. I think that it's unrealistic for me to think that I could have a manuscript ready to send into the first one by September 25th. I think I thought that maybe it would be a good goal, but I don't think it's realistic. So I think that maybe this is the one I'll focus on.
That would be great.
Because it's not like I'm in a rush to finish editing. I don't really want to be in a rush to finish editing Dinner for Eight.
Yeah.
So
what's the rush?
I think that clearly 5,000 words can fly out of me in 45 minutes.
Maybe you should do that one.
Maybe that one just seems so like
it's sort of like more entertaining. Where is that what it is?
I think it might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm being just like hypercritical of myself. Like I don't feel like super proud of that one.
Right. I mean, if you're not passionate about it, fucking don't do it.
I mean, it seems like fun, but like maybe it's just like fun bullshit's my jam. Like maybe I should just embrace being a fun bullshitter.
I think you're just in this really great lane that I love, which is like Alison Espach, Emily Henry. Well, maybe not Emily Henry. I don't know that much. I don't want to offend you. Do you like her?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I've read it, right?
We're supposed to read it for book club.
The Big Bold Beautiful Life.
Big Bold.
That has some major Emily Henry vibes.
That does?
For sure. Because it's like the people who hate each other, but then they're going to turn to lovers. Like that's her jam.
Yeah, except for she does more like real life stuff. There's no fantasy in it.
No, there's no fantasy, but that was definitely also in my head because I had just finished Big Bold Beautiful Life. So there's definitely some of that.
Oh,
like the coworkers who have always had this bad tension thing happening, right?
Is it good? Did you like that book?
I didn't love it because it felt very formulaic with the other one that we read of hers.
Yeah, I heard they're all kind of the same.
So I'm not offended by your comparison because this one for sure has the vibe. For sure. But I think that I could easily write that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to call it bullshit because it's like easily consumable entertainment.
Yeah.
And I do feel like my style of writing is much more of that. And I can.
But I think that it's been really cool to read the different stuff that you've been trying out because you did that really dark one about Larry and the cats.
Fucking Larry.
Like you sort of dipped into this like really dark world. And then this one has a little bit of like romantic-y vibes. And it seems like you're sort of like testing the waters, dipping your toe in here and there.
Sure.
But the Dinner for Eight, I think that seems like your lane where it's entertaining and consumable, but it has like a lot of heart and depth and like a unique concept, and there's like layers and
there's definitely a lot more depth than Dinner for Eight.
Yes.
Sure.
So anyways, okay. We're all just finding our lane.
Okay, so I'm going to focus more on the Steinbeck. You're going to focus more on sending in your manuscript and touching it up in all the ways that you want to, remove the sausage parts.
Oh, God.
All right, I got to stop calling back to the sausage. And in the meantime, I think we're both going to try to throw in 2 sentences from some of our already finished work to the Rights of November.
Yes. So we'll let you know the sentences that we threw in and how that went.
Perfect.
And we're going to keep on learning about the craft of writing and share that stuff with you too.
Yep.
Thanks so much for listening. And please send us your stories and poems.
Yes, we want your stuff for the next story time, please. And I hope the Writers Club people.
Oh, yeah.
Please submit your stuff. I'm so excited to meet you in October and hear some of your work. I'm very excited.
Yay. So it's contact@writeyourheartoutpod.com. You can send audio, like you can record it on your phone, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect, or just send us the script and we'll read it for you.
Yes. And if you don't, for some reason, already follow us on Instagram, it's writeyourheartoutpod on Instagram.
Yep.
Follow
and
us.
please give us a 5-star review and a nice comment because that means the world to us. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.